Hello, back with a check-in for the final check-in for Blck Sn by Rebecca Rowanhorse. This is most kind of a little bit of chapter 21, then 22 to 43, whatever the final all end. I think I left where the captain and Serapio were it was looking bad for them. The mutinous people were, coming to basically, they're dragging off the captain. I'm just going to go with the captain. And yes, it's like help is on the way, and indeed help was on the way, where he used his power to basically massacre the entire shipboard. Like birds, I think the birds did most of the damage. Just like a kind of a murder of crows, which did a lot of murdering. So she then takes them into Tova, the place where they've been going for the convergence. Convergence, we now have learned, is when we basically are having a complete eclipse. The moon eats the sun, and everything is it's basically the sun priests sky priests are in the weakest thing, and he is in his god. The god that is going to inhabit him will be in the highest. They do a really good job of just actually showing them as just an actual human connection. Like they make each other more human. Like she isn't just kind of good time kind of sailor or whatever, port to sea kind of thing. It's like, no, she actually cares about him. She's most of the time she's just like kind of love him and leave him kind of a sailor. But no, it's like with Serapio, she actually cares about him, and can kind of see a future, except he tells her, no, that's my future, is that the god is going to inhabit me, and that's it. I'm dead. You don't get inhabited by a god and survive. The god will come in me, use me, and then that'll be the end. And it's basically he's there to take out the sky priest, the high sky priestess, to take over, to kill them all, put Crow into sentency. Is indeed the plan. And indeed, they get there. They have kind of one good kind of like sensual kind of night. Him slowly washing her in a tub. They don't actually have sex, but it's just like, it's very sensual. It's very like, she talks about how like she's Teva, and like we don't have the hang-ups about sex. If we want to fuck, we fuck. And it's like, it's very kind of matter of fact. And the book kind of treats it that way. It's just like matter of fact. But at the end of it, they do not do anything. Well, they do stuff, but they don't do there's no intercourse, I guess. And he walks off, and she cries because and she kind of thinks about it, and he goes off, and he gets one of the big crows. Indeed, the crow of the warrior, the head warrior guy of the Crow clan comes and is with him, and I think carries him. It doesn't actually carry him, but is with him through the night. And then he goes down to the ceremony, and he butchers, everyone. The knives, he just goes through them like a hot knife, and he kills them all. He kills the head priest, and then it's like he's about to kill the head priest, and he looks at the thing. And in like his kind of godlike voice, it's like, you aren't the priest. You are not. You're a lie. And the guy stabs him, but he just takes his head off. And it's like, but I can sense the real one. But it's like, I only have limited amount of time left. What am I going to do? We kind of stop there with them. It's like he's stymied in what is actually this god wanted. This was supposed to happen. Is he's supposed to take out the office, and apparently they must not have officially investitured the new guy, because what happens in the other story thing here is that the Sky Priestess Darumpa um, is betrayed, um, is taken away, is locked away in a thing, locked away in a thing, and said, like, you're not no longer going to be the Sky Priestess. You're just, she's of the wrong clan. Um, she's not of like the powerful clans, which apparently, so it's all bullshit about the whole we put aside clans when we go into this priestess thing, which is, how much that sounds like a Catholic Church thing almost. Um, and when she's there, she's like, oh crap, I need to get some serious stuff going because there's obviously stuff going on. She creeps out, goes and visits her brother, who is become a major mob guy. Basically, he got left behind with the thing, had to become, it was like a child prostitute, then an enforcer, and has worked his way up as a mob to be like a super feared mob guy. When she asks for directions from somebody, they're like, oh God, you don't want to be near him at all. Don't be near him. And when she finally bribes him enough, it's like, look, okay, fine. He's there. Do not mention my name. I do not want him to notice me at all. Please, please. It's like you can really get a sense of exactly how feared and scary this guy is. And he, from the outside, immediately kind of breaks down the situation of, yeah, you've been played by your people. They're ousting you. The whole thing of this being the Carrion Crow trying to assassinate you is bullshit. There's just people inside your own organization who are obviously want to kill you and blame the Carrion Crow, and then they can just butcher the Carrion Crow. And indeed, that's the main rival, the person who's been lying and backstabbing her throughout the thing. When she gets back, the head guy, the head of security is like, yeah, look, we're doing this, but it's like, we'll make sure that you have a good thing. And then the main woman, not like young woman who's actually behind this is like, no, you're going to die. And 4 heavies come in and they're going to take her, slit her throat, and throw her off the bridge near the Carrion Crow thing, pin it on the Carrion Crow, and then just butcher them all again. It's like, fuck, the Carrion Crows really have a good reason to want these Sky Priestesses, dead, gone, and all that. However, they get trapped in the middle of the bridge. She realizes, like, oh crap, the only chance I'm going to have to, like, she calls for help from one of her goddess, but the only way she's going to actually kind of have any time to that is she throws herself off the bridge before they can cut her throat and throw her off the bridge. So naked, she goes flying through the air, and indeed, she's like, I feel like I'm flying, and that's oof. And then the next thing we have, next encounter we have is her body being dragged out. She is dead, but the witch, that is the brother's advisor, is like, okay, I'm going to do everything I can to try and help her. So potentially resuscitate her, raise her from the dead, one of the two. The witch cuts her arm and kind of, they coat her in blood and cover her and put salt in her mouth. It's like they're going to try something, but she's heard it like third hand, so she doesn't know if she's particularly going to be able to do it. Darumpa did call on a goddess just before she jumped, so maybe that goddess will help. We shall see. Giselle, God, the captain says like, fuck, I'm a fighter. Tevs are fighters. I'm gonna go and try and find my dude. The cultist, the guy who's the guy's going to be the living god. So she goes to try and find him, and there's like a crowd, like a super panic crowd running away the other way. And she actually uses her voice to kind of try and calm them, to be able to flow through the crowd. This is sort of is like calming the waves. This is her using her song to do that, and it works for a good bit until there's just this icy, cold, gigantic blast that defeats it, knocks her back. She almost gets stamped by the crowd. Someone pulls her up. They're whacking her, bashing her. They're bashing everybody. It's just complete utter pandemonium. She gets carried back, so she doesn't make it to him. Now the warrior guy of the carrying croak thing flies there, and he finds everybody butchered, looking at all the priests and like, fuck, these are all like young, regular people. I think he finds Pell, the main conspirator, who looks pretty and just like, but we know how to complete stone cold dwarf she was. But she's butchered and dead, and so is Shay, I think her former lover. Basically all the people that the priestess Darumpa was with and who had betrayed her have all been butchered and killed. But he finds the body of Repel, and it's got a whole bunch of crows all clustered around him, and they're all dead, which makes me think that they've probably the god has decided to suck up all their energy, their life energy, drink it to maybe keep the body alive, repel alive. And so he gathers up the body, he mounts the crow, and he's going to take it back to the carrying crow place, but the crow's like, no, we're going to the rookery. And it's like, okay, fine, I've never been to the rookery. No human being has ever been to the rookery, but that's where they're taking them. And it's like, okay, hold on. And indeed, he seems like he's breathing. The guy's, Repel, or whatever he is now, is breathing. I guess we'll find out in book 2 whether it's who it is. But yeah, so that was Blck Sn, where things are up in the air. Really engaging world, a little matrixy, in the whole sense of, we have something like become a god, though it's more like Joe Abercrombie with the Logan Nine Fingers, who became the Bloody Nine. It's like he became something else, but I think he's come back from that and is himself again. Of course, the Bloody Nine wasn't like a supernatural god, so it's not that level of transformation. It's more not this level of transformation. This is the you touch this and it burns you out, burns you completely out kind of thing. So I think this is like, I really enjoyed Reckenboat's kind of urban fantasy novel, which apparently the second one of those is out. But this seems like has like kind of a high fantasy, is another yet step up in that direction. Really enjoyable kind of fantasy, kind of a high fantasy, but in pre-Columbian days. So yeah, really enjoyable. I don't know if I'm going to review it, at least on my public channel, but yeah, I'll definitely check out book number 2. I'm very happy with that. All right, more videos later.